I was trying to learn Brazilian Portuguese because I love everything about that language and I love the music, the people, the place. And I said to my friend, I said, I think you're just taking English words and putting E's on the end of them and just saying it right back to my face like a whole other language. And he's like, we do not do that. And I said, I think you do. Let me prove it to you. Lend me your computer. And he said, you want to use my laptop? I was like, do you call that laptop? And he's like, yeah, sometimes I say nochi boki. And I was like, whoa. I was just going to use the internechi. And he's like, yeah, we say that too. I was like, wow, you must love facey bookie. And he said, I do, but I spend most of my time on tiki-talkie. And I was like, it's too good. It turns out you can have a drinky in a clubby and listen to hippie hoppy. And that's a perfectly fine sentence. I was saying to him, like, what if you went to the clubby and then you had a few too many drinkies and you need to have some food on the way home? Could you, like, have junk food, like a Biggie Mackie? He said, yeah, I love a Biggie Mackie, but I have a more hotchy doggy. And I was like, what? Could you put ketchup-y on your hotchy doggy? He said, yeah. I said, well, that's a regular picky nicky, to be honest. You just add a little bit of chocolate there and you'll be covering it. And these are all words, right? Any Brazilians? There you go. Thank you very much. I said to him, could you watch a filmy on Netflixy? And he said, yeah, with Bradgy Pitchy. And I was like, Bradgy Pitchy? I said, this language is excellency. He said, it's brilliancy, but you have the right attitude. I said, I do. I said, thank you for the Fiji baccy. And then we walked to this door, and the door had a sign on it, and it said, pushy. And I went, well, I know what that means. And he went, now, that means pull. And I was like, you can feck off with this language. And you might think this part of the show is a waste of time, but you just learned about 30 words in a language you didn't care about at all. And for that, I have a bit of gratitude.